The average person, I find, assumes, like anything that can be drawn, you can put it on your body, and if I like it, then that's all that matters. What most people don't realize is that a tattoo is an experience for two people, the person doing it and the person getting it. We would never want to attach our name to something that was subpar for our quality level. The best artists in the world are always still learning from other artists, always still learning from everybody, and they're not just tattoo artists, they're artists as people. Every facet of life, a lot of the best tattoo artists in the world are artists. They sculpt, they paint, they draw, it's art all the time. And when I found Dennis Prevost at Canadian Red Dragon Tattoos in Sudbury, that was it. I looked through his portfolio and I said to myself, this is it. This is what tattooing is about. This is the quality of tattoos that I knew were possible. You know what I mean? And I remember looking at some of his stuff and not even thinking, even at that time, that what he was doing was possible. And so that's when I knew to myself, that's the guy I got to learn from. My big thing is educating the public on the whys and the hows and the whats of tattooing. Why can't you do, tiny little stuff this small? Why is it not a good idea? Because, in 10, 15 years, if that ink blows out or shifts or moves under the skin, just to say, especially in small writing tattoos or tiny details, and that fills in, then it's irreparable. You wouldn't want to fix it because it's going to look like more of a mess. So basically what you would have to do is to cover it. Kids come in here and say, oh, I want a tattoo on my neck, and in their mind it's cool and it's a good idea and everything else, but half the time I'm saving them the heartache of going home and their grandmother disowning them, or Nanny won't even sit at the dinner table with me. And these are all stories we've heard. These are stories we've lived through with our own families and learned through over time.
I get tattoos that mean a lot to me, and I don't want to do something that I'm going to end up regretting in the future.
Tattoos themselves become a kind of outward manifestation of a rite of passage or sort of ritual of the self to be able to sort of imprint the body itself, as a site of realness, that this body is still alive, this body has survived, and I think a lot of people sort of, the reason why they go back and forth in terms of deciding whether they should get a tattoo or not is because they're kind of managing that kind of balancing act between pleasure and pain. And so when people do choose to get a tattoo, they know that the pain they're going to sort of endure with that, sort of in getting the tattoo is a pain that will deliver them to a new space of themselves too. So in a way, I think a lot of people feel almost enslaved by their own brandings or their own tattooing at times, where they feel that the person that they were when they did that particular tattoo, that person has changed, and in a way the body, this is why we wear different clothes every day, because we don't want to inhabit the same sort of outer persona every day. We are, in a way, in a postmodern world where any one person is filled with so many different characters inside of us. And so different situations, different life experiences, I think, sort of expose us to different ways in which we might unleash some of those characters and hide other parts of our characters.
These are like the tattoos that I have on me that are all scrubbed out are people from when I was younger, and it was Double Dare. As friends, we were all best of friends, guys, girls, but they're all guys' names. And the only one I have is my best friend over here, Julie Greenlee. She passed away, and we were best friends for life, so we both got a tattoo. But it's all coming off, and would I get another tattoo on? No. And how I get them off? I use salt and water and toothbrush. Does it hurt? No. You sit and put water on here, and then you sit and put salt on it, and you scrub it until it's all raw, until like it's red, and then you clean it with peroxide, and then you sit there and wait for the scab to rise, but you don't pick it. Once the scab rises from the tattoo rises up with it, and then it comes out looking like that. See? It'll come out looking like that. So I'm gonna get them all off. The fact is, I have a grandson and I don't want him seeing this, and it's embarrassing. If a person loses a loved one in the family and they're very, very close to that person, if they want to get a tattoo, don't get them on your arms. That's a mistake. A lot of people do judge you, yes. They judge you for tattoos. It's hard to get a job with tattoos, and that's true. And because they think, oh, right away, as soon as you see tattoos, you're a gangster. or you know, you're a criminal, or but meanwhile you don't have to be any of that to have a tattoo, but you do get judged.